Good morning, everyone. Hello, everyone. Fantastic to see you. Welcome to Startup Day. What a great idea. I mean, when I started a business, it was some people knew. Yeah, some people knew what was happening. Some people knew how to play the game. Others didn't. So the idea of democratizing entrepreneurship is absolutely fantastic because there's so much talent and ability, and it's great fun. It's a great way of earning a living. So what we're going to be doing today, let me just share my screen. So we're going to be looking at this game, building an effective website. Now I've added a cheeky subtitle to that. I mean, I thought someone else meant a website. I'm not a coder, I'm not a designer. What are you doing? It's not me. Thing is, you're going to have to make decisions. So what I've got here today is an effective tool to help you make decisions about your web presence. And in a sense, web presence is important because it's what people think of a website maybe just isn't that thing anymore. There's so much more to it. Right, what have we got here then? I mean, this is me. Hello, Mal Williamson. As creator coach, I work with startups, entrepreneurs, etc., etc. A lot of that goes on. Business owner, entrepreneur, telehealth. Mainly, I had made some inventions around drugs education with kiosks that you can see on the screen behind you. Some TV stuff out of that, and we got into sexual health as well. Working with Central Office of Information down in London, selling into Australia. So lots of that kind of stuff. And alongside of it, because I've got a team of programmers and a team of designers, we also did websites for people and work into that. Along the way, I'm a lecturer, worked in several different universities, lecturing in media full-time and part-time, lots of community work, and I also work with home-educated youngsters now. And what I love, passion thing, is the making films. So I'm an independent film director, starting out on a career after a sort of 30, 40-year break, just waiting for the technology to catch up. I'm doing a PhD, excuse me, in eye movements in the cinema, which is one of the things I use in the therapy. So what is effective? What is effective? Can you just make a mental list to yourself? I've got a phone here. I'm receiving text messages. If anyone wants to ask a question, please use those. I'll just check. I'll be listening out for any beeps on that. And what's effective? What is the website for you? That's the thing. What's going to make it work for you? That's what we're interested in. Right, so you get my mouse. There we go. Kicking into action. Strange thing, just a few seconds before we started. What is effective? A mouse that works. Right. It's starting to play out. Well, that's strange, isn't it? It didn't the other day. I'll just try and plug that in. What is effective? What have you got? Let's have a go. Imagine, I expect you've got things like reaching out to people. I hope you've got selling in there. I hope you've got things like, what would we say? That branding, that sense of who you are, that will be in there. And hopefully cheap. Yeah, nothing too expensive. So I got you MSG. Nice and easy to remember. Now remember MSG, monosodium glutamate, isn't it? Used in a lot of Chinese cooking and that kind of thing. Has a bad press by some. Others, it's just a natural occurrence. It happens in various things. But it's an easy to remember acronym for you. So, meeting. Much of your web presence is that beautiful thing of meeting. Now, business is done between people, which is absolutely fine. It's a rule, it's an idea. You'll hear many people say it. Business is done people to people. So meeting is a huge aspect of this online presence. Almost to the point where we now have avatars. If you've seen avatars emerge, that people have their own sort of version of their face and see what that's like for people. It really works. It's an introduction. And it's like, the alien concept of first contact. Think of it like that. On your website, you're making first contact with some people. That's a massive occasion. So treat it just like a meeting you would anybody else. You check them out, they're checking you out. And that final thing, be interested. Don't bother about trying to be interesting. Doesn't work. Too many people with a web presence, just like in real life, we all go, hey, look at me. Be interested in the other person. What are they about? That then comes over as being very interesting yourself. So a little trick there. Think of that meeting sense. S for selling. It's often forgotten. This thing 24/7 out there working for you to let your website sell. And you know how to sell, don't you? There's a problem and you have the solution. So make sure you outline what the problems are and show how your product has the solution. You sell the sizzle, not the sausage. So you're selling the benefits and handle some objections. So it's kind of tricky when no one's actually talking back to you, but hey, let them talk back to you. Let them get in touch with you all the time, whether you can do a live chat or not. And again, these days, you've got artificial intelligence apps. So depending where you are on your business, you can download some software for a few £100 and set up a live chat system that will answer many of the straightforward questions. So handle those objections and close. Give them a button to go buy it. You know, that's what people want to do. They just want the product to go sometimes. Let them. Government, MSG, meeting, selling, and government. Just like the government, we have to manage. And we've got projects on. We've got to get things done, so they say these days. So your manuals, your policy documents, an image library of stuff. You have all the things that you lose, put it on your website. Yeah. Let clients see it on the website. You know, when your washing machine goes down, what do? You go to the manual, you can't find it, of course, you go online and there's a list of all their manuals. So often it's about government now. The web is a place you get things done. And that's a very new change. And I want you to bear in mind as we go through these. So let's get cooking, get some ingredients together. Let's see what goes on. Your chefs. Your chef might be you. To be fair, when you've got so many wonderful softwares out there now, I mean, building a website, here's some code stuff I've got here, some fancy words, but it's not rocket science. I don't think rocket science is rocket science anymore. The way that I'm sure there's a software app for building a rocket that they'll look after for you up in space. It's not something beyond your ability to do yourself. The websites, there's so many, I won't bother naming them, but things like Wix, etc., and lots more, Squarespace. You can do it yourself. They'll give you a template and you can get on and do it. But you're still in this same problem of like, you then just basically become your chef for a while. What do they need? HTML is the main code of internet, used to be. It's markup language, hypertext markup language. What they're doing is markup language is taking an image and putting it there, putting some text there. That's all the code's doing. It's not magic. It's going, put this here, put that there. So they need that text. So you see what I mean? You've got to come up with that text. You don't want to let them write it, or you got to organize for somebody else to write it. Even if you spend thousands and you get people in and they do a good job, you've got to guide them. So they're going to need content, basically. You're going to think of quotations that you've got of happy testimonials, any kind of text to describe what you do. Yeah, you've done it 100 times and then you have to do it again. But get the videos as well, get your images, all of that. CSS, cascading style sheets. You don't have to remember these, by the way, HTML, CSS. But basically what this is the coding bit that across the whole of the website, they can then brand you properly. So try and get the RGB numbers. If you don't know what it is, Google it or ask your designer, whoever did the logo. Get the RGB numbers for your colors. What are your colors? Get the names of the font used. I'm saying this because I imagine, I don't know what order you do things in, but some business cards perhaps or something like that, and then you get onto the website. So you'll have some fonts already. You'll have a sense of style. Share it. Your chefs need it. Your designers, your coders, your web people need that to get on with. And the reason they need it is because of its time factor. There's a big problem issuing, and I mean, coders set up their own agile. their own way of managing themselves because they were so tired of being managed by the rest of us. They need production time. If you've ever heard the phrase, there's production time and management time. Management time, managers think 40-hour week or what's it, 37 and a half. So you can do an hour on Tuesday, 3 hours on the Wednesday, another hour Thursday. We'll be done by Friday and check things for a couple of hours. Don't work like that. Production time is what we work in creative industries. We work in production time. We need a long run up. It takes us hours to get going before you have the great idea or you're in the zone. So when you're coding, it's the same thing. You're kind of on it. Yes, you can do a quick tweak and all of that. Of course you can. But you want that in emergencies. For general production, setting you up, have your content ready, have your pictures, your text, and everything you want, and give your guys, your people, time to do it. Give them a deadline for all means, because otherwise she'll just sit there and not get on with it. And she'll probably sit there and not get on with it, and then the last hour, boom, there's this amazing logo. You're paying them for that skill, that thing. Clarity. They need to know what's going on. Okay, so they need answers. Yeah, who? What's it for? How is it going to be measured? Etc. Etc. Okay, calls to action on your website. You know, when you visit a website and you're looking through, and that's really lovely. Design work, fonts work, yes, pictures, yes, all good, fine, and then you click somewhere else and you're done. Tell us what to do. What do you want me to do on your website? Where's it going? You want me to buy something? Then tell me to buy something. Book something, tell me to book it. Otherwise, you know, I don't get it. It's just entertainment for me. It's a call to action, you know, you let people wander the shop. And if you want them to browse, let them browse. Make them, help them browse with galleries and all kinds of things. Direct language. Do this. There's ings. Avoid any ings. If you've got an ing in your copy, in your words on the website, check it out. Get rid of it. Don't say thinking. Say think. Don't say buying. Buy. It's a commanded thing, and we move on there to embedded commands. It's this call to action that you need on a website, on a web presence, of like, do this, do that. You know what you want? Solve this problem with my widget. So you can call right now for the best deal today and start to move forward with me. What I'm doing there, it's a Milton Erickson thing of meta states and embedded commands in language. You're saying, you know, you want to solve this problem with my widget. So I'm just telling you what to do. So call right now. Start to move forward with me. These things are really useful in terms of just getting that meeting relationship. Be that person that's here for a purpose. You know, don't be the ones that are entertaining. So there's loads of designs, loads of ways of doing it. And these days, even if you go to a web design company, they'll be using templates. They'll have their way of doing it and the thing that they want to do. Underneath there, you can see all the images on this are licensed under Creative Commons, sometimes unknown author, sometimes known, but they all come from a Creative Commons point of view. Lots of ways. Loads and loads of ways. That thing you're thinking of, yeah, probably right. Get it written down, organize it, and manage those coders in the way I've been saying. Think of it with your MSG. I went through my website yesterday using the MSG. It was great. I was able to change text, move some pictures around, and just have a sense of like, yeah, sometimes I'm meeting people, sometimes I'm selling to them, and sometimes this is about government. So, what have we got? We're having a look here. Landing pages. Now, this is a thing. Hopefully on my next screen. Here you go. This is what you see a lot on the web now, landing pages. Here's one of mine on the left here. Opening chapter, easy system for expert teaching. It's got a countdown on it, so you're bringing that idea of scarcity. So you count down and click here for free opening chapter. Now, when you click there, give me your email address, then you can download the chapter. So a landing page is often this thing where, and on this one here, a designer one, download the guide and off you go. Fantastic. They let you do something very, very quick with the people. Now, I put this under meeting, and that's a really important idea, that this isn't the selling situation. This is like a meeting. It's a very, very quick thing. It's a bit like the internet stuff with video where, you know, your videos online and the social media need to be short. You're just saying hello. Click to a landing page. You're still saying hello. They're meeting you. You know, you wouldn't walk straight in. Well, last time you buy a car, you walk around the lot, you know, they're not daft, these people. They come up gently, slowly. They let you get the cut of their view. Then you can start a conversation and you begin to trust them. So please bear that whole thing in mind. So basically, landing pages, they're free because you can get free ones. You can do your own. It's just a web page, so you can make your own. Loads of designs up there, loads of examples online, and you can pay for it. It's part of a thing called funnels. This is where it can get confusing. Funnels are a bit where, if I do a funnel shape, you know, loads of people see an ad or something like that, and they all come in and they come to a landing page. A few of them will keep going forward, click, give you an email address, and they come funnel and funnel until you're actually talking to them with your emails, etc. So that's the whole concept of the funnel. So landing pages, you can get it wrong. You can start selling. Don't just say hello and what you do. Now, what I'm saying, that might be all you need. Websites. There used to be like a leaflet. There can be anything now. So one single landing page could be all you need to get their email address, so you can start emailing them and getting some conversation going. That might be all you ever need for your business. How many products have you got? How many services have you got? You need anything else? You're not there to entertain them. You're there to get results. So have a think about that as an idea. Let me move through that one. What about a booking diary? I've got one, yeah, and book straight into slots. And again, they can be free or they can be paid. They can handle the payment as well. You can get the clients to register, so you get their email address again, and you get a message, somebody's booked in for 3 o'clock or for next Tuesday or whatever it is. So if that's appropriate in your business, what about putting that up there? So you're straight into a selling zone. It's just like, you don't need to go to a website. They already know you. They've already seen you. What they need is to just book nice and easy. The posh word in business for all this kind of stuff of policy, memorandum and articles, if you're a limited company, is governance. I put government because it's more than that, what we're doing. You can do project management really with your website now. And the great thing about that, it gets you to visit. So this could be the place where you've got your logos, you've got your images, you've got press releases, you've got press coverage that you've had in the past. Where did I put that? Put it on your website. Now you could hide it under a menu that only you know about with domain name.com/my stuff or something like that. Nobody will find it except you, but it means you and your colleagues, when you're out and about anywhere, can access the documents that you need. Insurance policies. Sometimes those are things you need. When I do film production, you suddenly turn up and they need a health safety policy, they need insurance. Yeah, it's usually sorted out beforehand, but you know, you've got it to hand on your website. It means you're visiting your website. If that's where you store it, you go back. And when you get bored of going back to it and see that picture, yeah, so are your customers. If your customers don't have a reason to go visit you again, they won't. But you want them coming back. So think of it as a great archive, your web presence. Is it a TV channel? Be that amateur expert. You don't have to be the most expert person in the world. That's not even a thing. But the way you change the bag in the vacuum cleaner, brilliant. Make a video about it. YouTube is the, it's the most searched. It's the second most search engine. What? That's ridiculous. People will go to YouTube to find anything else. So if you're not there, you're not going to be discovered. They're going to go to your competitors. So make sure you're there. And again, that might be all you need. Why try to promote a website and a TV presence and something else? Just bang, there's your TV presence. Underneath, you can have other links to landing pages for different products. Maybe that's what you should be doing with your so-called website. And you can run courses. There's Boom TV. I mentioned some proprietary names just because some of them are like market leaders. Some of them are like the new ideas. Boom TV is one of those new ones. You set up a course, video like this, and you monetize it. It's been great in the lockdowns because people like fitness coaches and things like that have been quickly able to move into an online presence. All your hosting can be done. You can get different people. You can pay subscriptions and all sorts. While we're on courses, loads of that. I'll move quickly. So if it's your game, you'll probably know some of this. If it's not your game, you won't. Could be a thing that you do. How keen are people to know how to decorate a cake properly these days? So if you can do it and that's your business, do a video, do a course. It's another reason for people to talk to you. It's another reason for them to visit you. And having that sense of like, you're the expert, brilliant. That's really good. Have you heard of this one? Minimum viable product, MVP. This kind of concept, okay, it's a prototyping concept. It's that thing at the bottom. Look at the bottom line. Have the idea, sell it, then make it, and that's what makes you the money. Many people in like as creator coach, the clients I see, they kind of, it's a great idea, and I'm working on this, and 6 months of investment of time and money and resources. It's like now I've got it. Now I'll start trying to sell it. No, that's a great idea. Sell it. Put that website up, a minimum viable product. And then when you get an order, then make it. So there's a lot of industries that work around that now. What you've got there, you've got the Zapier, Typebot, Apple, Pie. These are things where you can make a phone app yourself, just in the way you can make a website yourself. All the details can be better. Yeah. I had one last year around video networking and a community. We did it on WordPress. And what seemed like a great beer map kind of idea, you can write it down really quickly and easily. Once you got into like, hang on, well then where do they go? Then what do you tell them? Then are they joining as a member or not? If they're joining as a member. And the big thing we had, if they join as a member, can other people see it? So if they can see it, why would they come? And why would they pay us? Where's the money? That beer map, it can be really extended well with a minimum viable product. So it's something you can do. You know, grab another domain name and work on a concept yourself for a while and think, how does this actually work? What do I say? What don't I say? Use it before you then pass it on to a professional developer. And remember, a client in Manchester yesterday showed me something. It's great. A few pages, absolutely perfect. Really nice, quick buttons, bang, bish, bosh. And she's got a lot to do with it. It doesn't matter. It's not a firework. You can go back to your websites. Please do. You know, you just do it, see what happens. Remember the idea of a blog. Why not have a blog? And again, this is about meeting. The blog is where you can talk about your values, your purpose. And of course, you start talking values, use the value proposition canvas to match what matters to you into what sells for you. So, but the blog is just meeting, you're aligning those values, you're setting them up. When you get into selling situations where you're handling objections and stuff, that's where your value proposition canvas comes in, because it's talking about the problem they've got and the value you're bringing. But this is the tone that you want. It's about experimenting as well. Be personable, be professional, and always be fun to work. You know, it's nobody really likes the business where you go in and they moan all the time, unless you moan brilliantly in a very amusing way. Then go for it. Pictures. People forget that with a blog. They think, oh, I'm no good at writing. I'm not writing an essay every day to 1,000 words. No, just do a picture and a quick thing. But it can communicate so much in that meeting sense, meeting your public as they walk past the internet space for you. Of course, it's a shop and there's loads of these. And again, do you want a website? Do you? Why not just have Etsy? Why not just be not on the high street if you're a retailer? eBay, of course, Amazon. And with Amazon and things like that, you can sell all the books you want. You can sell all the products on Amazon, through Amazon, etc. Now, another one there, print on demand. Are you doing that yet? You know, can I buy a mug with your logo on it? Why not? I might want it. I could buy a tie with it. I need a tie. Great. T-shirts, of course, all those kind of things. It's amazing what you can do with print on demand. So we'll see a bit about that later. one-off payment situations to have your own shop forever for free once you pay, or a subscription, or they might work on commissions and stuff like that. It could be an addition. If you're in lockdown and going, well, this is like, what on earth? Or just open a shop online, get it done. Right, it's government, it's projects. This is where you put everything for your clients, for your team, for people you're working with, side projects you've got with other businesses. Put it here. So you've got things like Frame.io there. That's amazing. Frame.io, it's in the video business. What you do is you have all your rushes up there and the edits as they're going, and the client can drop in, and it's so easy to talk. And through the lockdowns, everyone's communicating a lot more online. There's so much more use to it. I love Miro. We also got Monday and Right there that are great for project management. Miro is like a mind map, and then you can add all the documents you want, and it becomes project management. Put it on your website. It means you're going back to your website, so you can keep it fresh and change a little bit now and again. See how it works for you. Does it still reflect who you are? Because you do a website, you know, your business changes. 3 months, it's different than what it was 3 months ago. And you got membership pages, a whole industry around membership community networks. So if you've got a DIY shop, if you've got a DIY community, why not try it? Again, there's free apps. Put it on your website. There's the links from your website, and you can put everything there. But you can also, of course, have permanent Zoom links for people if you're doing regular sessions on how to hang a door, please, would be useful. I managed to hang a door based on one of these things, but it was great. Okay, right. CrowdStack, Facebook, of course. You know, Facebook community development stuff. Get on with it. The website is for doing stuff. Get your logo here. Look, a cushion. Did one the other day. I put 80-20, you know, the lovely 80-20 rule, that 80% of your business comes from 20% of your clients. I put my logo on the other side of the cushion. I sell it for a tenner. I get £6.50. It's great. People buy it. I just get the money. The print-on-demand company, if you don't know anything about this, they make it and they ship it. Print it out and ship it for you. So you can embed it into your website, or just have a link from your website to that. Or you can even use theirs, where they're then bringing, I'm on Redbubble, and they say with a marketplace. So people will be doing Christmas shopping on these sites because they know they're getting something a bit quirky, something a bit hobbyist, a bit specialist. Does that suit you? Is that like your business? Would you fit in that? And of course, use local. You use local printers. Excuse me. They have the technologies of the print on demand as well. Okay, look, rushing through. Been on to very close to the end now. The last of these. Another selling one, drop shipping. That shop thing, while I don't have much in my shop, I don't really have anything to sell in that sense. Sell other people's stuff. It's amazing. They then supply and ship it. In a way, Amazon is a huge drop shipping concept. In a way, you know, Amazon don't make stuff very often. They do sometimes, but they're just like selling other people's things, and it goes through you. Now, right at the end, look, scams, quality control. It's got a bit of a bad name early on because the quality was bad. And then if you get something difficult, my partner, she just bought a candlestick for someone's birthday. It's now going to be a Christmas present. It took so long sorting it out. But they sent the wrong one from India, soapstone thing. Needed the one with elephants on it. Didn't have the elephant. The company themselves wasn't worth them paying for it to go back. Lynn was told she'd have to pay for it to go back. It's like, well, will I actually even get it back? Now I'm not sure what's going to happen. Other things I've had, they've just said I'll keep it and we'll refund you. So it's not worth the trouble. So it's very difficult to maybe keep that customer service with drop shipping. So be careful what you're doing. And I guess you just check out the people. But there are so many suppliers and platforms out there. There are platforms that integrate drop shipping opportunities for you straight away. It's just like, yeah, get online. Everyone's used to that delivery. Here's a few. So original US and EU products, that kind of anti-East sort of thing that's crept in. But look, this stuff just looks like a shop. You'll be using drop shipping setups already. Lovely gadget here. There's a desk for your settee. Perfect. So that's what I love. These quirky little things that you don't actually see in the shops. Shops, but that's great. And look, if you're in the fitness game and coaching and those things are really difficult at the moment, get your shop going, sell products, and if you link it with the print-on-demand opportunities, you can sell your own brand as well. The drop shipping might be it. Now, the sophisticated basics. When you have you ever done any masterclasses in selling, marketing, all this kind of thing? Well, every time I've done them and film stuff as well, it's just the basics. They kind of just give you the basics. There isn't time to get into the details of learning or training as such. So the masterclass tends to be just stuff about the basics. And that is absolutely spot on, because it's sophisticated basics. It's not always that easy. So MSG, are you meeting? Are you selling? Is this government? You should be doing all three on your website. Go through and focus each button and word and image into that game, and do it with your domain name. Everyone's got a domain name. Everyone's had a domain name. It's very difficult to get one. It's got to be memorable, and you've got to type, and also you've got to be typable, easy to type. Also, that's not a trademark. You put TM after it, but somebody else could use it. If you need to register it, get to your library, talk about that, because you need to protect your name. Just having the domain name does not protect your intellectual property there. But get a domain name that people can remember. Is it phone friendly? Now, most website things now, they're fantastic. Really nice. The one I've just done, you just do that, other way. Not left and right, up and down, I'm scrolling through. And I've got my whole website on one page. I think that's ridiculous. When I used to teach website in universities, like started with HTML code back in the late 80s, early 90s, late 80s. Never dreamed of doing this, but now it's phone. Yeah, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So, is it a phone app? There's a coding thing called Ajax, and there's Ruby on Rails. And then the coders would basically take what's a website and go, yeah, well, it's a phone app as well. Bang, there you go. Same code. So maybe what you're thinking of in a website of what you'd like to do could be an app. And that's ace, because with an app, push notifications. Emailing people can be a bit of a nightmare. You've got all your EU regulations, of course, because we're fed up with being bugged by emails, so it's wrecking the system. It's still a huge thing, the emails. Getting emails to your website, that if it ain't number one, make it number two. Get the emails, because you want your customer and you want to be able to talk to them and they can unsubscribe at any time. Brilliant. With a phone app, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a bit like the old, well, they're not that old, are they? They still do them, haven't been down the market. Meat markets, Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock, meat auction. Everything's getting sold off cheap. So if you need to do that with any of your products, so online as a local bakery, she started baking from home. Yeah, click, up it comes. The last things of the day, do you want this sourdough, blah, blah, blah. So that kind of push notification is great for phone apps. You've got a lot of ready contact with people. Make sure your sophisticated basics. Visit me, contact me here, share me here. Let them do anything they need to do. And there at the bottom, what gets measured gets done. If you're lucky enough to afford or have, maybe you've got your mate doing it, it's all good. Your mate might be doing the website for you. SEO, search engine optimization. To be honest, or just to try and stir things up about it, forget about it. I don't think it ever blooming works. Unless you're in that game where you are actually needing hundreds a day. If you can get 1 million visitors a month, you're into like advertising is going to work well. You're into putting different offers and all kinds of things. So SEO is like good at that top end. For small businesses, I won't worry about it. You've probably given somebody a business card, haven't you? Or they've probably seen you or know about, or somebody's asked them and they come to visit you. They're not necessarily finding you by searching Google. However, you still want to be on that first page, at least the second page. And you can get there with SEO. Keyword testing, you can do it yourself. What are the keywords when people are searching for plants? I'm just looking around studio, there's some plants. So you're searching for house plants these days, house plants. But it won't. For me, it'll be house plants whole. Buy plants whole. You know, and then I'll want plant pots. Do we want some food? Can I get it all in the same place? Because this website's opened its shop. So there will be localizations, basically what I'm saying to you as a startup business. Localization. If you are going national, you need to get the SEO in place, and you probably also need to link a lot with social media. There's a lot of traffic and visits, and just bring your web presence into that. And that's why, again, do you need the full website, or do you just need a landing page? You just need drop shipping. What are you actually doing? You just need a booking form. You get started, you get going. So online keyword testing, you can test for these phrases, see what people are looking at. And that's why you'd use a professional, because they get this and they know what the latest trends are. Because as you increase and improve your SEO, Google and Facebook and all the people you're trying to meet, they're changing how they operate. So yeah. Okay, right. I'm going to check the time. Don't think I heard a thing. Any questions, people? No, I'm cool. There's nothing coming in so far. Where should I go? What would you like? Talk to me. That makes sense. About those decisions, when you work with your team, designers, the problem with designers is they can design their thing. They're good at what they do, and they have their style. So I'm talking like they'll be great with fonts. I mean, what we've got at the moment, trends in websites. I know we've got the dark space is a big trend. So some designers are very good at doing a really dark, mysterious website. Right, some neon perhaps is a big trend, or you know, the close-ups will stand out on that. They might be good at that, but is there anything else that they can do? And maybe that doesn't suit you, because maybe you want the white space around it. Okay, hang on a minute. So, oh, my big list here. So, how do I communicate key values through my website? Branding is not intuitive, really. We think we know about branding, but branding is quite a specialist skill. So the idea of communicating values through text, through images, right? Let's keep it simple. Get your keywords right. Are you using words that make sense? Not as a search engine optimization, not as SEO to get hit, but when somebody comes and reads your page, do they see the words that you're interested in? If you're like a happy hairdresser, do they see happy, jolly, fun? Do they see caring, sensitive, unconscious? Do they see energized, exciting? Do they see these literal words? Just get the words right. Get a picture that fits. There's so many free images that you can look. Don't just leave it to designers. Have a look yourself. I like this image. I like this image. That really helps to give a website designer the aim. You might have a mood board. I mean, just grab bits out of a magazine. Sit with a magazine that's in your industry. Take bits you like, stick it on a bit of paper. There you go. There's a mood board. You're getting a sense of the values that interest you and that you're about, and put those through. Start selling products online. Oh yeah, add later. Oh, that's fantastic. The only decision, if you know you're going to be selling online, use that. If you're going to use one of these proprietary systems where you set up a shop, take a look at those shops and take a look at the costing. So a little bit of research. Is this system cheaper or better? Does it have more facilities? Does it have more features? That kind of thing. There's some detail there. So you could check that out before you go, okay, I'll do my website here. Because you know you're going shop. So there are options for that. So aim at the shop. The front bit, it's all going to be the same. The front bit will just work on phones these days as well as on the bigger screen. So everything else pretty much the same. Yeah, go for the shop bit, just do the front end, then add it later. Typical cost of setting up and running a website. I have about 2 or 3, and you know, sod's law, they'll hit me with domain name renewal for another 2 years or something, and the hosting cost. Because for some of the stuff you do, you're hosting, so that's a regular fee. So you've got kind of like, what are we going to say, 50 to 100 quid for hosting. Domain names, they're really cheap now. Are you paying monthly? So it might cost 100 plus for hosting over the year. Your website design, anything from anything. So your bottom line is probably about 100, 150 a year. So that's really annoying cash flow if you've got 4 or 5 of them. Or 2 or 3 hit me this year. And so this is why my website's all different. I'm fed up with this. I'm not doing it again, right? What's going on now? So I bought into some one-off payment situations. Bang, I'm done. Leave me alone. Don't charge me anymore apart from my domain name registration. So there's your bottom line. Use your kind of web designer or web company. They'll knock you out something brilliant, totally up to date and work. They'll charge you 250, 300 plus, and then they'll probably want to get you into a maintenance level and just do it. And they're going to look after it, and you can ring them up and say, do this, do that. So that, again, 20 quid a month, 50 quid a month. A lot of the companies now with web design, they want regular payments. They want a subscription. Yeah, use them. Because they know, the professionals know all the SEO. They know the latest design trends, etc., etc. A ratio of text to images to make my website attract. I'm hoping you get that from this. It really depends on what you're actually doing. And the first question is, do you want a website? Or do you want a TV channel? Do you want an online booking system? Pictures are great. The trends I was just talking about is like the big white space, like you can see on the screen there, that kind of thing. I've gone for big high-res photographs. I'm enjoying that. Mainly, I think, because when I started, you couldn't use super high-res yet. Your whole thing was processing images for the download. Because your download speeds are so huge. We're watching high-definition movies over the web. So I'm just enjoying full color at the moment. Ratio of text, or irrelevant, but make that text say the right thing. Do the MSG. Are you meeting? Be friendly and meet. Be interested. Are you trying to sell? Handle some objections then and close the deal. Just say, click buy here. You know, otherwise what you're going to do, tell them what the problem is. If you can tell them what the problem is with a nice picture, do it. It's MSG and it's government. Is this what you need to be able to get your daily job done? What do I need to add to my website to get to the top of the page? All right, we're done. Those keyword things are basically it. You put keywords into a special bit of coding for keywords. Most websites give you a place to put that if you're doing an online thing that makes it for you and you just feed in the content. They'll do that. But the trick there is use the keywords in your copy. So use those keywords in the way I've been selling it. Use meeting keywords, selling keywords, and bring those in, but scatter them throughout, because Google won't just look in the coding bit for keywords. It'll look through the website as well and go, no, they're kidding. They don't really do this. Local as well, Google. Get, especially for a startup, I think that would make more sense would be to get in there local. Standard website when setting up. I don't think there is anymore. I don't think there is. Some companies will say, well, here's a standard template that we use. Or they'll pretend they're making it for you, or specialists off the cuff, but basically, whoop, that, and then they'll code a little bit of extras. Great way of doing it. You know, it needs to change the recipe, do you? Bakers don't change the recipe for the pie every day. Throw in a different ingredient. But, you know, it's a standard website. MSG. Get your MSG, your flavor enhancer. Make everything zing. watching MasterChef the other night. I mean, it's all about the flavor. You don't get the flavor on the telly, but that's what they want. They want enhanced flavors. That's the sophisticated basic skill, is getting the enhanced flavor. Your web people might not have it. You have it. It's your business. It's your decisions. MSG. Is this about meeting? Is this a bit about selling? Or is this about government? This is for me to manage what's happening, and I need that there. And I need my customers to be able to get the manuals, the maps to find me, and all that kind of thing. That just takes up your time all day. Give your customers what they need. Manage them as well. Okay, that's great. Was there another one there? So there's another beat. Lovely. Hey, how are we doing? 10:30. If this is bye, I say bye.